I played Resident Evil since the original PlayStation, but the Resident Evil 4 Remake feels like a completely different animal. I'm over halfway through, and my experience has been a roller coaster of feeling like a veteran one minute and completely helpless the next. Today I want to talk about why this game feels so different and why the stress of managing inventory might just be the best part of the whole experience. Before we dive right into Resident Evil 4 Remake, I'd like to talk a little bit about the Resident Evil games that I have played. During my high school years, I played Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 on the original PlayStation, really enjoyed them. By the time Resident Evil 4 came out on the GameCube, I was in college, and I didn't have time to play games as much, so I had to skip that one. I later bought it on the PlayStation Network and on the PC, but I never played it because I always had other games going on, and I never could get back to it. Since the remake has been out for a while, things are kind of slow for the video game industry right now. I went ahead and started playing Resident Evil 4 Remake, and it's been a blast. Resident Evil 4 Remake feels completely different to me than the other Resident Evil games I've played. I think the original Resident Evil games 1, 2, and 3, which I have played the remakes of 2 and 3, I think that they are true horror games. They feel a lot more spooky. It's not as action-packed as Resident Evil 4. I feel like Resident Evil 4 is more of an action game and less of a horror game. If you took out the fact that when you die, you're getting split open by axes and blood's going everywhere, the scenery is kind of horrifying in a little bit, but for the most part, it's really an action game. They set the tone for this in your first part of the game, where you have to run around the village and basically gather all your resources and dodge everybody for a certain amount of time before you can move on to the next stage. This took me a little bit to figure out. I died several times doing this because I wasn't really sure what to do, but this taught me how to play this game, I must say. If you like this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. It helps the content and the channel. Now let's get back into it. With this game, you basically want to kind of fill out an area before you just burn through it. If it's an area with a lot of enemies and they're running all over the place and you have limited resources, you can't kill them all. Even in the original Resident Evils, you couldn't kill them all, but dodging one enemy and run down the hallway, or two zombies run down the hallway, is completely different than a whole mob of people coming after you. So that changes the game completely and basically changes your strategy. You are running for your life in this game. I find one of the confusing things about this game is that you're not sure on which parts you have to kill everybody and which parts you don't. So there's a lot of parts where you don't have to kill everybody, you can just kind of run through, and there are parts where you do have to kill everybody in a room to move forward. I find that kind of interesting because it's really hard to kind of tell which one you're in for a little bit. The game overall seems pretty balanced. I will say the mechanics are great. Let's go ahead and take a deep dive into the mechanics. Fluid combat and movement. Instead of tank controls, I love the fluid combat and movement. I love how Leon is able to basically dodge attacks real easy. I love the parry system. I love parrying with a knife. I think that's one of the best things in the game. I do that all the time. If you dodge something, it's real easy to dodge enemies once you figure them out. You can run close to them, then run back and they'll swing and miss you, or you can just run around them, or if you duck at the right time, you won't get hit, or you can use the parry knife. They're all great systems. I really enjoy it. The shooting is really good in the game. I do like it. It feels kind of slow compared to normal shooting games, but it just really makes you kind of feel helpless a little bit at the beginning before you get everything leveled up, and I really enjoy that feeling because it makes you feel like your stakes are really on the line when you're firing, and the best thing to do is to aim, fire, take out your shots the best you can, and then move forward. The strategic inventory upgrades I really like. I like how you manage your little briefcase and then you can make it bigger and bigger. I like how you can have different covers that collect different things like resources or red herbs. I love the auto sort. Without the auto sort, this would be such a pain. The auto sort really helps you out on your briefcase. You're able to hold a lot of inventory in this game, pretty much a ton of it. All the time I have 3 guns on me and several grenades, flashbangs, first aid sprays, herbs that have been mixed together. I really enjoy all that inventory management, which is really nice. Makes the game feel Resident Evil like, kind of like the old days. The gear is survival, right? So one of the things that I did was I looked up a little bit about which one was the best handgun, and the Red 9 was considered the most all-around best handgun. So I went ahead and maxed that out. I'm like 1 point away from maxing out completely on level 5, which originally you can only go to level 3. I'll find out if you can go higher than level 5 down the road, but midway through the game, level 5 seems to be the max for all weapons. I did upgrade my knife's durability, which has made a huge difference. I got that to level 3. I really enjoy that. I'm always paying for knife repairs, and I'm always paying for body armor repairs, which start to really add up on your CP, which is something that can either help you a lot during combat, but it does take away your ability to upgrade other weapons as much as you're repairing your body armor and your knives. So that's something to keep in mind, is the management of your items and how they do cost. I find the extended treasure maps very good. They help me find treasures, which in turn help me get more CP, which in turn helps me get better weapons, and so forth and on. I like that little cycle there. That's real nice. Dealing with enemies, the enemy variety is so great in this game. You know, you got people that run at you with a pitchfork, you got people that throw axes at you, you got people with fire, you got people with dynamite, and then on top of that, the bosses are just amazing, and special creatures like the wolves and things like that are just really fun to play around with. You know, the game has really progressed really nice. You know, when I first started playing, like in the early levels, I didn't even want to try and take out a wolf because it took so many bullets, but now it only takes about 1 bullet, maybe 2 at the most, to take out a wolf. So the game has completely changed as far as how I can run through it and do things like that, so that's really good. One of the things that's really important in this game is to understand how to guide the mob. When there's a mob around, you really need to like guide them, and if one of them gets too far ahead of the mob, then you need to shoot them in the knees and let everybody catch up, and then eventually when you get everybody in them together, you can shoot a barrel and explode them, or you can throw a flashbang and get out of the way, or you can throw a grenade and blow them all up. Those tactics really do pay off in this game and make it a huge tremendous game for you whenever you pull it off, because you get so much CP, you usually get some ammo, some gunpowder for those moves like that, especially if you're killing 5 or more people at a time. It really pays off. So you have to be really strategic with the resources you use. One of the things I really like about the game is that you can save as much as you want. I didn't like the typewriter system of the old days. That always felt paranoia. It took you longer to beat the game than you wanted to, because sometimes you wouldn't save because you're afraid you weren't going to get another one. Now I do like the new save system. I probably save too much because I find myself saving and then I'll go out and get a couple treasures. I'm like, oh, I don't want to have to do that again, so I go back and save, or then I go to the vendor, I basically buy upgrades and I save. So I am a bit guilty of saving too much if it counts against you at the end of the game, which I'm pretty sure it does. Overall, I do really enjoy the save system, being able to save as much as you can. As a dad, as a person with a full-time career, it really makes a big difference and it's really helped me out. At this time, I'm about halfway through the game and I'm on chapter 10. I'm really enjoying myself. I'm really hyped for the last part of the game. I have to say that when I first started playing this game, I really wasn't that much into it. Level 1, or chapter 1, I guess I should say. Chapter 2, I really started to fall in love with it. And then the more and more I play, the more and more I like it, which is a really good sign for a game, because the game changes. You get more powerful, the enemies get more powerful. What you used to fight one of, you're fighting 2, maybe 3 of at a time. It's really fun. I enjoy it. I like the different variety of the environments. I like the kind of like jungle looking area or like village looking area. I like the castle looking areas. I like the different variety of enemies. I mean, overall this game is really great right now, and I'm looking forward to push towards the end. But I just wanted to stop and say basically my early impressions. I plan to finish the game up in the next couple weeks, and I'll be making another video over it. Please go ahead and let me know in the comments if you played Resident Evil 4 Remake, and if you have a spoiler-free story about enemies, encounters, or anything like that, strategies, things to upgrade, things that you found advantage. I'd love to hear your comments on that. If you like this video, please consider dropping a like and subscribe. It helps the channel out and allows me to make more content with that. Triwind out.